The Ball is Life weekly showcase game between Ridgeview and Gate City will get underway shortly after the conclusion of the girls' game, which is underway at the moment, and what you're seeing on your screen. The Ball is Life weekly showcase will feature Ridgeview at Gate City.
She's had to shoot 3 times for them to go. She's had to shoot all this rebound over there.
Oh, mercy. Mercy.
Tonight's Ball is Life weekly showcase game between Ridgeview and Gate City, Virginia will begin shortly after the conclusion of the girls' varsity game, which only has 1 minute 27 seconds left, with Ridgeview leading Gate City 59-41. So folks, don't go away. We'll bring you some exciting Ball is Life weekly showcase action between Ridgeview and Gate City in just a few minutes. Backed by popular demand, ballislife.com is back in Gate City, Virginia to continue chronicling Mac McClung's quest to become the all-time season-scoring leader in Virginia high school history. Hi, everybody. Doug Gerard alongside Will Ellis. And Will, Mac McClung has captured the hearts and minds of basketball fans across the country, and for good reason. He's passed up some big names along the way, hasn't he?
Yeah, it turns out scoring 37 points a game kind of moves you up the list pretty quickly. That's moved him past one of Moses Malone's seasons. Moses Malone had 2 seasons, his junior and senior season, where he was both on the list. And he's also passed Grant Hill. Now, he's on the heels of Ralph Sampson and another one of Malone's season before he can catch Iverson.
Now, tonight, Ridgeview's in town to take on Gate City. What do we expect from them?
Well, Ridgeview's not going to be the best opponent they play by any stretch. They're towards the bottom of the district, but it is a district game, so upsets are a possibility. They're 1-7 in the district coming in, so they're going to be playing for that bottom seed. So chances are Gate City's going to see them or someone else in the playoffs here in about a week.
And keep in mind, tonight we got a game against Ridgeview. Daniel Boone from Tennessee is going to be in town tomorrow night. We'll be here for that one again. And McClung could be passing Ralph Sampson along the way tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's going to be close. He needs about 200 points to pass Iverson. I think he's 50 to 60 away from Sampson, so he's pretty close. About 5 games for the total record, but he's going to pass a couple big names in the way.
And don't forget, everybody, Ball is Life is very interactive. So go to our Facebook page, which you're already there. You got the comment section on the other side of the page. Use it. Tell us what you think, and be sure to participate in our poll questions as well. Now, earlier today, I had a chance to talk to both coaches before the game.
With a flush. Passes through for a layup. He's had 7 points in a row. Look out. Oh, denied. Excellent hustle by Pippen.
And you're looking live at Gate City, Virginia, where Ridgeview is getting ready to take on Gate City in our Ball is Life Weekly Showcase game. Doug Gerard alongside Will Ellis. And Will, it never ceases to amaze me when we come here, the number of people that cram into this gym to watch Gate City play, and more specifically, of course, Mac McClung.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure capacity is at 2,000, according to the fire marshal, but people squeezing in. It's standing room only here in Gate City. It's going to be a fun night, and they're already dunking in warm-ups. You guys can see as Gate City's on the other end. We got that dunk cam set up, the Mac cam, as some people have called it. We got a lot of fun tonight.
That is going to be a lot of fun, and it is something that we didn't have the last time we were here in Gate City, and it should be interesting. But we have a bet going whether or not he's going to actually have any dunks on this end of the floor where we have the camera set up, or if it's all going to take place on the other side.
Yeah, he's got to get one down over there. I mean, otherwise, it's all for naught. All that hard work of getting that thing up, he's got to get it down.
Of course, Gate City 19-1 on the season. One of the things we want to talk about tonight is they're getting ready to hit to the playoffs, and they are the hottest team in their division, no doubt about it. What are they faced with when it comes playoff time? Who's going to get in their way? Anybody?
Not anyone for a long while. The way the playoffs in Virginia work, they're going to get probably somewhere between 6 to 9, 6 to 10 games if they should run the table, which I think they're the favorites to do so. They're going to run into a couple teams late in the tournament, some teams from up in northern Virginia, maybe Virginia Beach or Richmond, some of these bigger cities. But the division they're in is going to keep them out of a lot of inner-city teams. They're going to get a lot of relatively close to inner-city teams, but they're not going to get a lot of downtown teams just because typically their division is reserved for rural teams in general. Last year they fell in the state semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. McClung had like 62 or 64, something like that, couldn't carry them. They're a better team this year than they were last year, though, so I think they certainly have a very good chance at it.
And that's one of the things we wanted to talk about as well, is that, one of the reasons we both believe that they should make it pretty deep into the playoffs this year is that this is not just a one-man team. You've got Zach Irvins and you've got Bradley Dean, and with those two guys, if they're getting their points, like we talked about before the game, let's say McClung gets his 37 points, but if you allow Dean or Irvin to get 14, 15, now you're looking at 60-plus points.
Yeah.
That's tough for most high school teams to keep up with.
Yeah, especially when you get into the playoffs and you get a little bit more defensive pressure. During the regular season, right now Gate City's on the, they're in autopilot. They've got 2 games left tonight, and then tomorrow Daniel Boone, which of course we'll be covering again. They're going to kick it up a notch, both on the offensive and especially the defensive end. And last year, Dean and Irvin played a big role, but they've really kicked it up a notch. I mean, Mac McClung was still Mac McClung last year. He was still dunking on guys, still throwing up 30 or 40 a game. But those two are the X factor. They're the ones that have really kicked it up a notch. And if a title comes to Gate City, they're going to have to play a huge factor.
Well, last time we were here, they played a Friday night and a Saturday night. In the Friday night game that they played, we saw an example of that. Bradley Dean went off 7 3-pointers in that game. What a great game he had for the sophomore. It's those kinds of performances that I think that we're talking about, is that, you got to have somebody to complement Mac McClung. Otherwise, he might get 60 points, but they could lose.
Yeah.
Now, earlier today, we had an opportunity to talk to both coaches before the game. Joining me now is Ridgeview head coach David Robinette. And, Coach, everybody packs this place because they want to see Mac McClung. Probably not the same experience for you being the opposing coach. What do you think makes him tick? What makes him so special?
Well, I think he's so improved about this year is that he's gotten so much stronger. The fact that he can score with his right or his left hand makes it basically impossible to prepare for him. He's always been a great leaper, a great shooter from the outside. But now, he can go to the goal with his right hand, switch over to his left hand. So he's just so strong around the basket, gotten so much stronger through the years. That's what makes it difficult to guard him.
Now, you guys have a point guard, Gabe Counts. He's the straw that stirs your drink, if you will. What kind of game does he have to have for you guys to have a chance tonight?
Well, Gabe he's kind of undersized for a point guard, but he plays so well for us. He's so aggressive. Everybody usually puts their best defender on him. Gabe's going to have to really get his assists up and also make some outside shots. He just has to do so much for us. So basically, he's going to have a complete game for us to even have any kind of chance.
What are you guys hoping to do tonight to slow down Gate City and try to get them their second loss?
Well, it's they just have so much depth. Coach Vermillion has done such a good job here, and like I said, Max shares the ball so well. And then you got the Urban kid and the Dean kid, and the other kids know their roles. So basically, what we're going to do is keep from turning the ball over. The turnovers are going to be the key. We'll make some shots. I feel confident in that, and they're going to score. But we just can't give them any easy baskets.
Well, Coach, we wish you luck tonight. Thank you for stopping by.
All right, thank you for your coverage.
That, of course, was Ridgeview Wolfpack coach David Robinette. I also had the opportunity to visit with Scotty Vermillion, the Gate City head coach, right before the game. And joining me now is Gate City head coach Scotty Vermillion. And Scotty, once again, we've got a huge packed house here at Gate City, and they're all here to see one guy, Mac McClung. We all know about his ability to shoot and dribble, score, and do all these things. But what is it that we probably don't know about Mac McClung?
Well, Mac is he loves love songs, and he loves Fleetwood Mac. Imagine that. REO Speedwagon, some of those old groups, and that's his song. That's his music of choice, and you might not have known that about.
I got a lot more respect for him. He likes the classic rock. I can dig that.
He does. He kind of likes it all, but he seems to go to that when he's feeling good.
Well, I tell you what, there's no doubt he gets himself into a rhythm, but one of the other guys that helps your team get into a rhythm is Zach Irvins. Tell me about his role on your team.
Zach has been steady since he was a freshman. Zach has quiet 24 points a night, and he's able to take it to the hole, and he shoots the ball very well from the perimeter. He's a big kid that can defend the post, defend the guard, and so he really is. He's not flashy. He's just very consistent, and you got to have those guys on your team.
Yeah. Ridgeview's in town tonight. What do you expect from them?
I expect them to play scrappy. They play hard. Their coach is a genuinely awesome fella who his kids play hard for him. And, they may be a little down on talent, but they are certainly not down on effort. They're going to play hard.
Coach, we wish you the best of luck tonight. We thank you for stopping by.
Yes, sir. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. And welcome back to Gate City High School in Gate City, Virginia. Ridgeview is in town to play Gate City for our Ball is Life weekly showcase. I want to remind everybody that we have another game tomorrow night here in Gate City with Daniel Boone from Tennessee coming to town. Let's take a look at the starters for both teams. First for Ridgeview, Gabe Counts as the point guard. He's the straw that stirs the drink, as they say. Tyler O'Quinn will start at another guard position, number 5. He's 5'11". He's a junior. Senior Jacob Yates is the go-to guy, number 10. He's 6'1". Jesse Edwards will get the start at forward, as will Griffin Counts. Those are both seniors. And we'll see how they do with that. Usually Bailey Thomas would get the start, but Jesse Edwards is going to start in his place. Now for Gate City, of course, Mac McClung, we all know about him. Bradley Dean. David George is going to get the start at the forward position, and the other two guards will be Drew Vermillion, the coach's son, and Zach Irvin, number 23, the 6'5 junior with a sweet three-point shot.
Yeah, and Gate City has tremendous length in terms of their district. This is not a very lengthy district. I mean, most teams are going to trot out 3-4 guys over 6 foot. 6'5 is going to be pretty much the cap on height around here, with the exception of Union, who has 1 or 2 guys above 6'6". But for the most part, teams are not that long in this region. Gate City exhibits tremendous length from guard to center. They don't really run a traditional post player, but what they do run is they run 5 guys that are all going to be north of 6'1" to 6'2", and that causes problems. And we're going to get a look at the keys to the game. For Ridgeview, they got to make Mac McClung carry the load, and they got to make sure they attack the rim. Now, this is twofold. McClung is averaging 37 a game. The only 2 other players averaging more than 3 points a game are Irvin at 21 and Dean at 15. Slow them down, and you can beat Gate City. McClung's going to get his, let him have it. Slow down the other 2 cogs of that machine, and then attack the rim. Get Gate City in foul trouble and get some of those big guys out.
And the key, of course, to Gate City would be what?
Well, they got to score early and often. Gate City is a team that gets out in transition and gets ahead in the first half. They didn't do that against Cleveland, and it took a tremendous comeback. And in the games of which they've lost or almost lost, it has been symptomatic that they've fallen behind early and had to battle back, get ahead, and stay out of foul trouble. They're not a very deep team in terms of scoring. Like we said, they only got 3 guys averaging over 4 points a game. Those guys have got to stay in the game. They cannot get in foul trouble.
Well, we'll see how it works out for them. We've got about 2.5 minutes before the start of the game. We'll go over the high school rules here in Virginia. We're going to play 4 8-minute quarters. There will be no shot clock. If we do have to go to overtime, it'll be a 4-minute overtime. And each team, of course, gets 3 full timeouts and 2 30-second timeouts. And as I said, we've got just a little over 2 minutes before the start of the game. And I think, as Scotty Vermillion pointed out, what we can expect from Ridgeview is a scrappy ball team. I expect them to really get after it and see if they can at least slow McClung down.
Absolutely, and McClung is a dynamic player. He is quickly moving up the single-season Virginia State scoring record. He's already passed, as you can see, Bryant Stith, Grant Hill.
And
Grant Hill, of course, is a huge name.
That is a who's who in Virginia high school, isn't it?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And Moses Malone, of course, NBA Hall of Famer, ABA All-Star. He's a guy that's on the list twice, and McClung is quickly coming on his senior record. He's got a couple more guys he's in position to pass. Of course, Iverson holds it, but he's about to pass Ralph Sampson. That could probably happen this game or next. So he's got a lot of household names. Ralph Sampson, 768. Scotty Reynolds was an All-American. Of course, Moses Malone, Allen Iverson. I mean, these are guys that are – Allen Iverson was the first pick in the draft. Moses Malone's a Hall of Famer. Ralph Sampson's considered to be one of the best high school players ever. These are household names.
Yeah, and if he gets to Sampson tonight, he would get there with his 18th point tonight, and we will keep track of that as we go along. But also, if he maintains his average, if he just hits his average for the next 2 games, he'll get past Reynolds on that list as well.
And he's averaging 37.5 a game. So, I mean, he's that's a hefty mark to meet every night, but he can do it. I mean, he's done it for 20 games so far.
Well, like you said, we saw him. He started off really, really slow against Cleveland, Tennessee, and then, bam, he went crazy. The last 2.5 quarters ended up with 39 points.
Yeah, and that's what scorers do. You know, when they're cold, they have to find a way to get hot. It is not within his M.O. to shy away.
And it looks like we are getting ready for the national anthem, and we will respectfully go silent while they play the national anthem for us. You're watching the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase from Gate City, Virginia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gate City Middle School for the boys varsity game between the Ridgeview Warpath and the Gate City Blue Devils. At this time, we ask that you stand for the playing of our national anthem.
It is a capacity crowd once again here at Gate City, Virginia, where Gate City entertains Ridgeview, and the folks that are here pretty much came to see the Mac McClung show. And I know the last 2 times that we were here a week and a half ago, nobody left disappointed, I promise you that. He puts on quite a show, and I think he kind of enjoys the spotlight, you would say.
Yeah, and he's one of these guys that's been good for a long time. I mean, he grew up in a small community, so a lot of you viewers that maybe aren't from Southwest Virginia maybe weren't familiar with him until a year or so ago. But he's been the star of this community since middle school. That's the kind of athlete he is. And, he handles it well. He's a good leader on his team. He's really bringing along guys like Bradley Dean and Zach Urban and Drew Vermillion and some of these younger guys. And he's really teaching them how to take up the mantle when he leaves next year.
Yeah, and I think he demonstrated, too. He's got a great sense of humor, and he's got his feet on the ground. The interview you did with him during the last game where he talked about he didn't know who Allen Iverson was, jokingly. Yeah, great kid. And as you can see, lights are out, and we got the spotlights going for the introduction of the Gate City Blue Devils as they hit the floor, and this crowd is ready for some excitement.
Gate City has a tremendous basketball and really sports in general culture. They are so exciting. And you can see, you can hear the roar. It's amazing. I mean, they get so into this game, and that's something that's so important for building a program. I mean, you've got to have a culture around the sport for kids to invest the time and effort into wanting to be good at it. It's so important.
Introductions will be over here in just a moment. And when we get underway, we'll bring you the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase game between Ridgeview and Gate City. And there we go. Zach Urban's introduced, and that's the last of them. And they'll be turning the lights on here. We'll be ready to play. How important is it for Ridgeview to maybe slow the game down?
I think it's critical. Ridgeview is not going to be able to score a lot in the half-court set, but they've got to make Gate City do that. Ridgeview needs to get out on offense, but defensively they've got to pack it in. I mean, you cannot let Gate City get out and run. Otherwise, it's going to be like last game where they scored, I think they scored 98 points last time they played Ridgeview. That can't happen.
I want to thank everybody for watching us on Facebook, and want to remind you, share this with all your Facebook friends. Let them know how much you're enjoying this at Ball is Life. And don't forget to take part in our slam poll question, which will be coming up here in the first period. And we are just about underway. And Ridgeview controls early. This is Gabe Counts, the point guard. He's the guy that has to keep his head and make things happen for the Wolfpack. Guarded closely by Dean. Dean's got some long arms. That may pose some problems for Counts.
Yeah, Counts has got to be someone that facilitates. He's not going to be the leading scorer by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got to make plays.
Gets himself in amongst the trees, and there's a block by George. Nice save. Ridgeview still controls.
Pace and space for Ridgeview. Pace and space.
Counts dribbles around. Nowhere to go. Good, tight defense by the Blue Devils so far. Griffin Counts has it batted away. Here comes McClung. He can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Looked like we might have had our first chance at a dunk cam there for a second, but closeout defense is going to make him shoot two at the line instead. Let's get a look at this. All starts with the defensive play by McClung. McClung helps down with George. George's man had him beat, comes over, tied him up early enough to where it's not going to be a flagrant foul. Well, actually, looks like they are going to call it a flagrant foul. So
they did call it a flagrant, so he's already made the first of his 2 free throws. Here comes the second one, and that one skips away. No good.
That's a tough position. That's a tough position to be in.
As I mentioned a second ago, we've got our slam poll question coming up, and the first question is, who are you rooting for? Whether it be Ridgeview or Gate City, let us know on Facebook. Inside to Dean, and he lays it in off the glass. Nice pass, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Blue Devils.
Good play for Urban. Good play.
Counts dribbling on Dean. Passes back. And Quinn looking for somewhere to go. He throws it up. It's blocked by George. Saved by Ridgeview. Here comes McClung one more time. Nice dribble around, and he'll scoop it up and in.
Really surprised he's not going to the line for an and one right there. Tried to tie him up again. Didn't look like they could catch him to tie him up.
And again, so far, Ridgeview not having much success in slowing down the offensive end of the Blue Devils. And that's a foul, and that's going to go against McClung.
Yeah, that's a big foul. Can't have that. Look right here. Tries to tie him up. Looks like that call might, maybe was missed.
Now, that's one of the things that Scotty Vermillion mentioned in the open is that how he's been able to work with his left hand a lot more.
And that's so critical. I mean, one thing they teach from a young age on is to push a guy to his weak side. Can't do that if you don't have a weak side.
And there's a three-pointer by O'Quinn. Makes it a 5-3 ball game. Big shot.
Ridgeview is going to run a press. Looks like they're going to run a half-court trap set. Very interesting.
Well, I guess they're just trying to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Dean with the ball at the point. Dribbles left. Over to McClung, three-pointer. That one's a little strong. Gets his own rebound, goes hard to the rim. He'll get the foul and the shot.
Good, strong finish. Follows his own shot. That's so big. You cannot let Gate City get offensive rebounds. You cannot, especially McClung getting in tight like that.
McClung's at the line now, an opportunity to make a three-point play. And he does. Makes it an 8-3 ball game for Gate City.
Ridgeview has got to eliminate easy looks like that. Make them shoot and get the rebound.
Counts trying to get it to Yates. Can't get it to go. Slapped away by Urban. Back to him. He'll take it to the hole. Can't get it to go. McClung with the rebound. Strong to the hole. He can't get it to go. Urban underneath. He'll get fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
I don't care what team it is. 3 offensive rebounds in 2 possessions. Not a recipe for success. McClung follows it well, goes back up, probably got hacked a couple times in there, but for good measure, Urban gets it and gets it on the way down. Not very happy with the officiating, though.
Urban's at the line to shoot 2.
He's about as automatic as they get.
Loves him some Zachary, and his favorite music is country. Makes the first of his 2.
We've said it several times, but if you want to learn how to shoot, watch him shoot. I mean, it's just perfect. Pushes through the legs, watch. Quick form, flicks the wrist, holds the form, perfect.
It's now a 10-3 lead after Urban's 2 free throws. Here comes Ridgeview. Counts the ball inside. Quickly back out to Counts, and that's going to be a foul on Urban, I guess.
Wow, that's 2 huge fouls against Gate City. McClung's already got one, and so has Urban. They have to stay in this game.
No doubt about that. Gabe Counts with the ball now. He'll cross the center line. Drive, kicks out. This is Yates from the corner. No good. O'Quinn with the rebound, and he puts it in. Nice job by O'Quinn.
I've already said it twice. Offensive rebounds are killer.
McClung drives coast to coast and goes in.
With the left hand, too.
Woo.
That's smooth as silk right there.
Somebody's got to get in front of him, and now he is only 10 points for passing Ralph Sampson on the season scoring list here in Virginia. Gabe Counts looking for a place to go on Dean. Got himself into trouble, kicks it out to his brother. No good from 3.
Good drive and kick, though.
Here comes McClung. Tried to pass it, and that's intercepted. Ridgeview's coming back the other way. 3-on-2. Gabe Counts for 3, and he nails it.
Big shot, big shot. He has to hit that. You get open looks against Gate City, you got to convert.
And he closes the lead to 4. It's a 12-8 game. Gate City with 4 minutes to go in the first period.
Turnovers and offensive rebounds can foil a good team.
Great job by Urban. He's going to go in, and he's the first man on our slam cam.
Yeah, Bet would have said it would have been McClung, but Urban said, "No, I'll take the lead this time. I'll do it."
14-8, Gate City leads. Gabe Counts, dribbles the perimeter. Dean's on him. Almost dribbled it off, and Dean's foot out of bounds. And that was a quick pass, but Yates couldn't hang on.
Looked like he was looking for Yates as the cutter. Let's get a look at this dunk. Goes right up. Weak defense from Counts. Counts got to step up or step out of the way.
We've got some wholesale changes on the Gate City floor now.
Looks like coming in is, so we get the roster up, Andrew Sharp.
And I guess that is Sharp wearing number 4 as well as, well, no, Andrew Sharp is number 12. I don't have a number 4.
Let's see if we can get that fixed here in just a moment. I'm pretty sure it's John Compton. I think he's wearing a different jersey this game.
Is that, if that's Compton, okay. Compton is now number 4.
So we had a heck of a game here lately. That big man you see right there, that's Naz Reid. He's going to LSU next year, and we can see why. That is a large and angry man, Doug.
Well, there was a lot of talent on this floor here. Roselle Catholic and Patrick School. Roselle ended up winning 69-67, but there was a ton of talent on both teams on that floor.
Yeah, it took some late game heroics from Roselle Catholic. We had a couple big plays from, I think it was Frink and Naz Reid. Were basically the reason they could come back. They were down multiple scores at one point, and they made a monstrous comeback. And one of the reasons they had to make that comeback was because that guy right there, Marquise Noel, who was playing defense there at the top of the key, number 1, he'd been out for most of the year. He came back and made a heck of a showing himself. But Naz Reid, a man among boys, too much to handle.
I can't wait to see him in the purple and gold for my LSU Tigers next year.
My goodness. Doug, I don't remember seeing kids like that in high school. I mean,
I'm glad. I'm glad I did not. I wouldn't have come off the bench.
My goodness.
I wouldn't have even tried out for the team.
Yeah, I've been scared.
Ridgeview's got the ball now. Gabe counts. Over to Yates in the corner. Yates for 3.
Interesting.
And it's a 3-point game, and Ridgeview's hanging tough.
Gate City has Dean out, which is kind of interesting at this point.
McClung wanted to foul. He drove the length of the court, didn't get it. And that's going to be a turnover on Ridgeview. O'Quinn threw it to Counts. Counts wasn't looking.
Yeah, that's stuff that can't happen for Ridgeview. Ridgeview's already going to be playing at a deficit. They've got Dean out. Take advantage. Go right at him. Which is not looking like Dean's coming back in
and
anyway.
Now Dean's going to come in at the next whistle, it looks like. McClung's running the point. Over to Compton. Back to McClung. McClung's looking for a drive. Instead, he'll just pull up and shoot. Can't get it to go. Sharp trying to get the rebound. It's controlled by Counts. One of the smallest guys on the floor grabs the rebound. Kicks it back out to his brother. Now O'Quinn's got it. Back to the corner for Yates. O'Quinn's going to try a 3, and he does, and he ties the game.
What a shot. What a big shot by O'Quinn. By Quinn. What a shot.
Compton with it for Gate City. He's doubled up, back over to McClung. Down in the corner for Urban. Urban's going to try baseline, dishes it. Easy pass. But Logan, couldn't get it to go.
One of the problems of having a star-driven team is when shots are open for guys that don't score very much, it's almost like a deer in the headlights kind of thing. You've got to be super careful about that. That was an open look. If you see right there, Sharp goes back up and gets the foul. But when the guys are not used to scoring, every shot becomes abnormal.
Sharp makes the first of his 2.
That's one of the side effects of having a star-driven team. I know you're like, well, boo-hoo, they've just got 3 outstanding players. But no, that is a side effect of it.
Sharp likes rap music, and his favorite pregame meal is chicken. Not sure which kind of chicken, but I'm guessing it doesn't really matter. He likes chicken.
Hey, he's a man of general taste. That's all right.
Works for me. I
all
like
styles.
chicken.
All things to all people, right, Mr. Sharp?
And his first free throw gives him a 15-14 lead. Can't hit the second one. Ridgeview with the ball again. Here comes Gabe Counts with it.
Ridgeview looking pretty good. They're spacing the ball rather well and playing scrappy on the defensive side.
Dean is back in, but he got beat that time by Yates on a great cut.
That's a classic back cut. That's one of the staples of high school basketball all the way up to the pros.
And Ridgeview has the lead 16-15 with $1:39 left to play here in the first period. This is Compton, right wing, back to Dean. Dean can hit from there, but not this time. We saw him hit many like that a week and a half ago, but tonight he didn't find the range on that one.
Yeah, for the people that haven't watched Bradley Dean play, you might have thought, why is he pulling up from 45 feet away? Well, that's well within his range, folks.
Ridgeview with the ball. Great pass inside. And Jesse Edwards puts it in, and it's an 18-15 lead with a minute to play here at Gate City in this first period.
Ball movement's huge.
Compton to McClung. McClung wants to drive. He's going to take it down the lane. Draws contact. Can't get the call. And they're going to call him with the foul on the rebound. That is huge. That's his second.
Well, I think that might have been a little bit of a makeup call. When you see two bodies collide in the lane like that, it has to be a charge or it has to be a block. Look right here. Feet are set. Maybe not. That's a blocking foul. Looks like Ridgeview got away with it, but McClung's going to get called with an over the back on the way down. That's already his second foul in the first quarter.
That is going to be huge, but he stays on the floor.
Don't have a choice. Got to keep him in.
McClung with the steal. He's going to drive. He'll take it. Try to dish it to Irvin. Dean's got it, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Good solid foul. Good solid foul by Jesse Edwards. Edwards, who got the start tonight over Bailey Thomas, sends Dean to the line. Even though Dean is nearly automatic from the line, it's still a harder shot than a layup.
Absolutely. The Blue Devils find themselves down 18-15 with 30 seconds left to play in this first period, and Dean can't get his free throw to fall.
And that's why you foul. That's why you do stuff like that. As we see, he likes some Zaxby's and Kerry Underwood. Can't blame him on either front, but you got to make those fouls in tight like that. You can't give him 3 points.
Is there a Zaxby's in Gate City?
I don't know. There's probably one in Kingsport.
And Dean misses both, and it's still a 3-point lead for Ridgeview.
Wow.
Well, you know, David Robinette has got to be tickled pink right now with the way his team is playing.
Absolutely.
Counts dribbles right. He's got Compton on him. He wants to drive. He's going to get in the lane. Little jumper, and he gets it to go, and it's a 5-point lead. McClung better hurry. Only seconds to go. And they're not going to get the shot off. Wow. What a surprise here at Gate City. 20-15 is your score. We played one. Ridgeview possibly looking at an upset. 20-15 right now over Gate City. You're watching the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase. You're watching the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase here in Gate City. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 7:45 Eastern Time, we've got Daniel Boone coming to town to play Gate City. And then on the 17th, we've got Caledonia, Minnesota going to Minnehaha Academy. That's going to be a 2:30 Eastern start. And then we follow it all up. We'll finish it up with Kirkwood at Webster Groves in Missouri, February 23rd. That will be an 8:30 start, and those are 3 games that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, Boone and Gate City went back and forth early in the year. They played, I think, one of the first few games of the season. If you guys have watched Mac McClung and any of his highlight videos, a lot of those dunks came against Boone. They kind of got in a back and forth seesaw type of action, and Boone's going to be coming with a vengeance. It'll be a good game.
And there's the whistle, and we're back underway to start the second period with Ridgeview leading by 5, 20-15. Compton with the ball for Gate City, over to Dean. Running around the perimeter, McClung's got it. Back over to Dean, top of the key. And there's the three-pointer that's no good, but McClung chases down the long rebound. And Dean's going to get called with a little travel.
Yeah, feet were not set, shuffled before he took off. And Gate City is obviously flustered. David George is going to come in. You see his feet weren't set there on the replay. This Ridgeview team is not a team that was expected to challenge them. They're 1-7 in conference. Gate City is undefeated.
Could be an important substitution here. Remember, George was a catalyst defensively for Gate City when they played Cleveland, Tennessee, and they were down 17 in that game, and they came back to win by 10. A lot of defensive plays by George in that game. Here comes Dean. Is he going to go to the slam kick? Yes, he will.
Bradley Dean got some hops for the young fella. Only a sophomore, but he gets up too.
He's got some long arms as well. Gabe counts with the ball, and it's a 3-point lead for Ridgeview. There's nearly a steal by McClung. Counts off the glass, can't get it to go. He'll get the long rebound. Here's his Yates, can't get it to go. Griffin counts with the rebound. Kicks it back out to his brother. In and out, no good. Irvin with the rebound. Here comes Gate City. McClung one-on-one, and that's no contest.
Yeah. Cannot let them get in transition. We said it earlier. Got to slow them down. Cannot let Gate City get out and run.
Ridgeview still leading by 1. and they're going to take a timeout. David Robinette wants to gather his troops because he sees the momentum starting to switch.
Only 8 points away from passing Ralph Sampson is Mac McClung.
And Tyler Quinn has been a catalyst for Ridgeview.
Yeah, he has got a sweet stroke, and he is someone that they're going to have to rely on to space the floor. They're not going to run a post. There's no reason. They're undersized at every position. But he has got to space it. Find that space, find the corner, find the wings, and hit those threes when they're open. That's how they're going to upset this Gate City team.
And right now, the upset's still looking good. 6:39 to play in the second quarter. They still lead it 20-19 over Gate City. And you got to wonder how much the 2 fouls is affecting McClung for one.
Yeah, it affects them tremendously because that makes them play a different way. We're going to look at this slam, though, first. Bradley Dean, for a sophomore, can elevate. Like you said, man, that length, those arms hang down almost to the knees, it seems like. That is such a X factor in terms of basketball.
But when you got a guy who has the ups like he does, but also has the sweet shot from way outside, he can hit it from 28 feet.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw him do it.
Yeah, it's massive.
We're back to live action now. Here's a three-point shot for Ridgeview, no good. McClung with the rebound. McClung's going to drive. Nice little scoop, can't get it to go. Over the back.
Yeah.
How he didn't get his third foul, I don't know. Irvin's battling underneath the rebound, and he's going to get fouled.
McClung has got to be careful because that one was missed call. That
was very close to a third. Boy.
When we look at these arms come down, see how his arms come down over the player? You cannot do that. That is 100% over the back foul that he got away with, and that's going to happen. This is not to harp on the officiating. Missed calls are a function of basketball, but missed free throws should not be. That's the 5th missed free throw for Gate City.
Wow. And Zach Irvin had a chance, still has a chance to tie, though. Let's see what happens, and he does. So we're tied at 20, and we have our first results from our slam poll question. Who are you rooting for? Right now, it's decidedly in Gate City's favor, 68-32. This is Counts. He'll drive on Dean. Spin in the lane. Nowhere to go. Needs help. Yates helps him out. Back out to Counts. Little hop step. Can't get it to go. Battle underneath. Irvins comes down with. Here comes to McClung. Here we go. He'll get the basket and the foul.
Got to have stronger defense than that. If you're going to foul him, foul him. I mean, you can't make it flagrant like the first one, but you need to at least tie up the arms. See right there? That's a shoulder check. That's not going to stop him. McClung's got too much strength for that. You either got to commit or let him go.
One of the things that does impress me is not only his strength, but his body control when he's in midair. He gets bumped around, but he still maintains almost like a cat in midair. He just keeps his head level and keeps himself square to the basket. And he's got the three-point play, and the Blue Devils all of a sudden are up 23-20.
And that's really a function of athleticism. You really can't teach that. That kind of balance or that floating ability, that's just something that you got or you don't.
McClung is only 5 points away from passing Ralph Sampson on the season scoring list here in Virginia high school history. That was a three-point shot way off, and Griffin Counts will now go to the line to shoot two. And that foul's going to be on Dean.
And we want to give a shout-out to the Virginia State High School League officials and record keepers as we get another look at the foul. Dean swipes across. They're the reason we can keep track of these records. They've been keeping track of records here in the state of Virginia since the 60s and 70s. So that's something that we really appreciate them and the local beat writers here in Virginia that allow us that opportunity to revisit those statistics.
Thompson's going to come back in for Gate City, and Drew Vermillion to go out. Quinn's going to have a seat for Ridgeview.
And Gate City is really violating one of those keys. They're committing a lot of fouls. You cannot do that, especially with your three stars.
Counts is strong on that rebound. He made one or two. And George he'll get fouled after he grabbed the rebound.
And they're going to call that on George. So what happened right there?
George.
This is something that is called a lot more than people think. We're going to look at this. Watch what George does. George comes down with the ball, but starts twisting with it. You cannot do that. That's a violent motion that creates contact. Look right here. Comes down with it. That twist, that little one at the end, that creates the contact. You cannot do that.
Great play inside, and Gabe Counts will go to the line to see if he can finish off the three-point play.
Gabe Counts
this is a scrappy team for Ridgeview.
He's having the game of his life tonight. He's playing tough. He's a good ball handler, a good facilitator, but he's getting in there and getting nitty and gritty. There's a good chance of him getting blocked anytime he goes in the paint, but you cannot be fearless. Attack.
Junior point guard caps off the three-point play, and Ridgeview's back in the lead. But Counts, that's a mistake he really doesn't need to be making.
Yeah, and that's an interesting call as well. They're going to call that a block on Counts. Counts was in position, but it looked like he leaned into Irvin a little bit when Irvin came around. Let's watch right here. He's in position, hands are up. Looks like the contact is initiated by Irvin, but really there's not enough for it to be a foul either way.
Yeah, but Counts was still moving into him, and they're going to call that every time.
Yeah, it's definitely not a charge. If anything, it is a block. So that's a reasonable call.
And Irvin's makes the first of his free throws, misses the second. Blake, but Dean's got the rebound. He goes up strong, and he puts it in the hole.
If offensive rebounds are a killer in general, they are a dagger on free throws. You cannot give that up. You've got position for a reason.
Counts nearly lost it, dribbling it off his foot. Gets it back. Here's a steal by Irvins.
It's another example. Yeah, you got to make contact or let him go. That foul only hurts you. You've got to make that contact. See right there, he's kind of non-committal. Either jump up and catch his hands and his arms, or don't go at all.
Or just let him have it.
Just let him have it.
Because now he's going to be up there with a chance for a three-point play as opposed to just a two.
Especially a guy like Irvin. I mean, Irvin's going to be somewhere around 85 to 90% from the free throw line.
And there he goes, three-point play, and it's a 29-24 game with 4:45 left to play here in the second period. Counts gets it up ahead to Mullins. And back to Counts and over to his brother. And the point guard Counts kicks it back out. This is Mullins. Needs somebody to move. Gets it to Counts. Counts is going to drive. Kicks it over. Back out to Gabe Counts for three. Little too strong. Gets his own rebound. He goes strong to the hole and puts it almost in. His brother gets the rebound, puts it up and in.
2 offensive rebounds. If you get 3 looks on the possession, they're going to score.
Griffin Counts with a great effort that time, and it's a 3-point game. 4 minutes left to play in the second period. Compton's got it. They go to McClung. McClung drives baseline. That was too easy. Nobody got in his way.
That's a better look. Don't foul him. Let him go. If he gets that position on you, let him take it. No reason to get a foul.
Gate City back up by 5 now. This is Yates over to Counts. And it's going to be stripped away. Irvin's going to go in for another dunk.
He is. Another big slam by Irvin, and that's going to cause a timeout from Robinette as Gate City is pulling ahead 33-26. Get another look at this slam with the right hand. Easy like Sunday morning, says Zach Irvin.
And we've got a 33-26 lead for Gate City with 3:30 left to play in the second quarter here in Gate City over Ridgeview. Of course, coming up on May 5th is the Ball is Life All-American game. It's going to be at Cerritos College in Southern California, and some of the biggest names that you have ever heard of in basketball over the last few years have played in this game. Jordan Bell, Lonzo Ball, Thonmaker. These guys are just some of the biggest names of the last few years, and they've all played in the Ball is Life All-American game.
Yeah, and last year you had guys like Colin Sexton, Trey Young. I mean, you've got multiple guys. They're going to be playing on the next level every year at this competition. So it's something you got to check out May 5th.
For more time and info, visit ballislifeamerican.com. Back to live action here at Gate City now. Gabe Counts pulls up his dribble. He's got to go somewhere with it. He finally gets rid of it. Griffin Counts now has the ball. He wants to drive on Irvins. And he does, but it's stripped away. Here comes Dean. Strong to the hole. Gets the layup.
You got to cut him off earlier. Cut him off at the free throw line. Push him one way.
Now a 9-point lead for Gate City, and that's going to be a cheap foul on Compton.
Yeah, that's a foul you can't really surrender. You don't want to surrender on the ball fouls like that. Those are ones that you really just can't have. See right here how he keeps crossing him up? You got to push him to one side of the lane. Make him attack you, not you attack him.
Gabe Counts is at the line to shoot. Had some substitutions coming in. Drew Vermillion's also back on the floor for Gate City. He's got the rebound. Here comes McClung. Goes strong to the hole, and he lays it in.
Transition is killing Ridgeview. Ridgeview now down 11 points, and it's because Gate City is getting out and running. Slow it down, Ridgeview.
2.5 to play here in the second period. And he has 1 point from tying Ralph Sampson. Mac McClung is. Kick out to Jesse Everett, short on the three-pointer. Irvin with the ball. He gets it up to McClung. McClung's going to go against Yates. Little reverse layup, and he has surpassed Ralph Sampson on the all-time scoring list for a season in Virginia basketball history.
And that is a milestone and a half as his Gate City team now is up 13, but he is one up on the record books, and it's a sweet finish to do it. McClung has not made a three this game, but he has had his fair share of finishes, 19 points tonight, and most of them coming from within the paint.
Wow, 19 points, and he's still got 2 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, well on pace for his average. And look at the finishing. A tremendous athlete, great balance, and follows the shot. But right here, look at that. Takes the contact and the finish. That's how you separate yourself, folks. You got the athleticism, and then just throw in a couple left-handed finishes just to make it nice and easy, right?
But he still hasn't given us a dunk, so I'm not going to leave here until he gives us at least one.
Yeah,
on the dunk cam. It can't be on the other end. It's got to be on the dunk cam.
I want to see him. I want to see some high flying, right? I mean, we've already seen it from Irvin and from Dean. And no offense to those guys though, but they're not rim rockers at the level that McClung is.
It's a 13-point lead for Gate City over Ridgeview. Ridgeview with the ball. Gabe Counts. Outside shot, no good. Great rebound by Mullins. By Jesse Edwards, rather, and he puts it back up and in.
There is one fatal flaw to this Gate City team that's going to hurt them come playoff time, and it is rebounding.
McClung tried a three, couldn't get it to go. Counts with the rebound to his brother. Gabe Counts now running the point. Oh, that was a carry by Counts. He didn't mean to, but he couldn't help it.
Well, and you got to give credit to Gate City. Coach Vermillion knows what he's doing. He's got number 24, Logan Noah, senior, who's not going to get a whole lot of playing time. He's not a big rotational guy, but he's someone who size-wise matches well with Counts. And that's someone that, foul gets called on, no, it's okay. It's all right. That's not McClung. That's not Dean. You can waste fouls there as Irvin pulls a deep three and hits it.
Nice three-pointer for Irvin, and it's 42-28, the biggest lead so far for the Blue Devils. Griffin Counts pulls up, little jumper. Just a little strong. Dean with the rebound for Gate City. Here come the Blue Devils.
Too quick of a shot. Can't pull that.
Dean from way outside. Just a little bit short. Irvin trying to get the rebound. He controls. Quick pass inside. McClung reverse. Can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. And he'll go to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, got to be over the back. They called that one a little bit late. Actually called it as he was coming back up. Look at the acrobatics. It comes down with it. That's going to be over the back there on 24. But they're going to call that as he was going back up. So Jesse Edwards getting called with the foul. McClung made a couple free throws, looking for his 20th and 21st points of the game.
Jaden Chester checks in for Ridgeview, and Compton checks back in for Gate City.
One fatal flaw for Ridgeview is it seems like the further down on the bench they get, the smaller they get. It seems like most of their size is expended in the starting five, and that's troublesome.
And we talked about that before the game. McClung with the first free throw makes it a 43-28 game. 15-point lead like that.
Yep. Massive.
And McClung gets two more. It's 44-28 with those two free throws.
One thing that's interesting about McClung is the fact that he fills it in so easy. I mean, he's got 21 points, and it feels like he's just getting started.
Here's a three-point shot by Ridgeview. That's no good. Long pass up the court to McClung. McClung quickly up the floor. Lays it in with the right hand.
Yeah, and that's what you want McClung doing. You don't want him getting defensive rebounds. You want him getting in transition and running.
And I apologize. I kept talking about the Counts boys as being brothers. They are cousins. I apologize. They are not brothers. They're cousins.
I'd say they might take offense to that, right? Especially, if they're not very friendly cousins.
We've got less than 30 seconds to play, down to 20 seconds. McClung's going to hold it for the last shot. 46-28, Gate City leads over Ridgeview.
Something interesting, Ridgeview's running a 3-2. Until we called the Union game, I had never heard of anyone actually running a 3-2, but apparently that's the go-to defense against Gate City.
McClung with 5 seconds tries to get it to Vermillion. He kicks it out to Irvin. Three-pointer at the buzzer.
Good feed from Vermillion and a sweet stroke from Irvin. Makes it 49-28 as we end the first half.
So it's a 21-point lead for Gate City going into halftime as we look at some of the great plays that we saw in this first half for both teams. You're watching the Ball is Life weekly showcase. Gate City leads 49-28 over Ridgeview. Earlier today, I had an opportunity to speak with our grassroots editor, Ronnie Flores, about the Ball is Life All-American game. Joining me now is the grassroots editor of ballislife.com, Ronnie Flores. And Ronnie, in almost exactly 3 months, we've got a huge game coming up, the Ball is Life All-American game from Southern California. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Thanks, Doug. Thanks for having me talk a little bit about the 8th annual Ball is Life All-American game. It started in 2011 as a game to give more kids from the West Coast a little more national publicity. A lot of the power brokers and to be in high school and grassroots basketball live east of the Mississippi. So, it's been a great game. We've had great players in it. Jordan Bell has been an MVP who's now with the Golden State Warriors. Stanley Johnson scored 39 points game in 2014 when he was the National Player of the Year. And, we've had some great success with the game, and we hope to continue growing it.
And last year's game was no exception. It was a huge one with a lot of big names, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Last year's game was great. Brandon McCoy was the MVP of one team, is now at UNLV, having a great freshman year, as well as the great matchup between Jalen Hands and Colin Sexton, who was another MVP. Colin Sexton and Jalen Hands went back and forth at it. And, of course, the freshman sensation that everybody's been talking about, University of Oklahoma star Trae Young, he was at our game. He's averaged over 41 points per game in high school. So for me and the guys who got to know him on the circuit, what he's doing now is not a complete, shock. I mean, this guy was a great high school player. He was on display. So this year we hope to have some similar big-time names.
Well, Ronnie, we thank you for everything you do for ballislife.com, and thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it.
You're watching the Ball is Life weekly showcase here at Gate City, Virginia, where Gate City leads Ridgeview by the score of 49-28. And what we have seen so far in this game is Mac McClung, the senior guard, the internet sensation for Gate City, has already surpassed Ralph Sampson on the season scoring list. He's got a few more players to pass before he gets to Allen Iverson, but he has put on quite a show so far. One of the things we do here at Ball is Life is we keep track of the Fab 50 national rankings. Monteverdi and Oak Hill Academy continue to hang on to the numbers 1 and 2 spots, followed by University School of Florida. McEachern, Georgia at 22-2 comes in at number 4, followed by Simeon of Illinois at 20-3. Memphis East with 3 losses is right behind at number 6. Paul VI out of Virginia is at 22-2, coming in at number 7. Gonzaga in D.C. is 22-1. They're at number 8, followed by Geyer of Texas and Sunrise Christian Academy in Kansas. A couple of teams to keep an eye on, though, are Gate City, Virginia here at 19-1, and then Webster Groves, Missouri, which is one of the teams that will be showcased here in a couple of weeks here on Ball is Life. Also trying to keep an eye on the Fab 50 with a 12-7 record.
Yeah, a couple newcomers, Sunrise Christian Academy with Kansas, and then, of course, our bubble teams, Gate City and Webster Groves. But really the top 6 have been the same most of the year. Montverde Academy and Oak Hill are leaps and bounds, typically above everyone else. Of course, Oak Hill is only about 2 hours away from where we're at right now in mouth of Wilson, Virginia. Memphis East is a team that's pretty much the favorite to win 3A in Tennessee, despite the fact that they're almost 1,000 students smaller than every other school. They are quite the team as well. And Oak Hill this weekend is going to take on Sunrise. So that's going to be a big game to watch. Sunrise, which is an up-and-comer, and Oak Hill, which is kind of like the established beast of the East.
That could be some interesting things. If Sunrise could pull the upset, that would certainly cause some ripples through the top 50.
And one thing that's interesting about these is they oftentimes play each other like that. Finley Prep's played a lot of these schools, so basketball's fun in that you can have a lot of interstate play.
We're in halftime here in Gate City, Virginia, where for the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase, Gate City leads it by the score 49-28. Here's some highlights from the first half.
Yeah, we got out quickly if you're Ridgeview. Ridgeview was looking to pull an upset, and they were doing so by pace and space. You see that's a transition 3. That's a shot that's becoming more and more popular. But unfortunately, this was about the end of their highlights. They got off high and then started to stumble. Once Gate City got going, there wasn't a whole lot else for them to do.
And they actually had the lead for a little bit there in the second period, but then all of a sudden, like you said, things turned, and a lot of it from Zach Urban.
Yeah, and one of the things that's so important about Gate City is that once they get going, they keep going. They're not one of these teams that's going to have 1 or 2 possessions that are big. If you get a big dunk like this or the one before it by Irvin, that really gets them going, and that gets Ridgeview pressing. Momentum is not tangible, but it's there, Doug, and it is something that you really, really can feel. This is that last shot before the end of the half, and Irvin, money.
You know, people come to see Mac McClung, but it's guys like Irvin who really keep things going with his team. You know, McClung got his points, but it was Irvin who made the big plays that seemed to jumpstart things. And as you can see, Gabe Counts leads Ridgeview with 8 points. Griffin Counts, his cousin, has 3 points and 5 rebounds. McClung has 23 points tonight already with 6 rebounds. And Zach Urban follows it up with 17 points, also has 6 rebounds. But those 17 points, I think, from Urban are probably more important because of when they happen and how they happen.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. Those are what we call like leverage points. Those are points that may not happen in a game. Urban averages around 21, so he's 4 points from his average at halftime. McClung averages 37. He's well on pace to get his. Urban is well over pace. Let McClung get his average. He's going to get it. It's all right. If his team only scores 37 points, they're not going to win a game. You got to make sure that Urban and Dean and some of these other guys can't fill it in.
We've got 2.5 minutes to start of the third period here in Gate City. Upcoming games on Ball is Life Weekly Showcase. Daniel Boone versus Gate City. That's tomorrow night right here in Gate City. Can't wait. Starts at 7:45 tomorrow night. Caledonia, Minnesota at Minnehaha Academy. That's on the 17th at 2:30 in the afternoon. And on the 23rd, we'll finish up our schedule with Kirkwood, Missouri against Webster Groves. That's an 8:30 start. And those are 3 games that I am looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the first and the third. Webster Grove is the team that's on the bubble here with Fab 50, and of course Gate City is as well. Gate City's typically playing in their non-conference games teams that are a lot bigger. Daniel Boone's going to be about 1,700 students, somewhere in that range, bigger than Gate City. And they're a team that's really competed this year. They're a strong physical team. They're going to be a team that's really going to push both figuratively and literally this Gate City team. They're going to be physical, and it's going to be something we're going to see how Gate City responds to that. They didn't respond very well to contact today. We'll see if that changes tomorrow.
Don't forget to share everything you see here on Ball is Life's Weekly Showcase. If you're on Facebook, which I'm sure you are since you're watching, don't forget to share it with all your Facebook friends and get involved. Use the comment section. Let us know what you're thinking, what you think of different plays, and also participate in our slam poll question. We've got another one coming up here in the third period. We are just about a minute away from the start of the third period here in Gate City. Halftime score is 49-28. Gate City leads Ridgeview by 21 points. And what does Ridgeview have to do to try to get back into this game?
Same thing they did to get ahead. They got to pace and space. They have got to slow down Gate City in transition and get running on the offensive side of the ball. That typically is a misnomer. Typically, if you run on both sides. You don't play a lot of defense and you get out on offense. Ridgeview has to buck that trend, though. They have to be someone that packs it in defensively and runs when they get the ball back.
Grassroots editor Ronnie Flores has pointed out that apparently Mac McClung switched his shoes at halftime. He was wearing blue in the first half. Now he switched to white. Hope that doesn't cool him off.
Maybe that's the point.
And we are underway. Gabe counts. Looking for a place to go, dribbling around. Gets into the lane. He's in amongst the trees. He gets it off the glass, and he'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That's going to be on David George. David George is probably the best defender the Devils got. He or Bradley Dean. Vermillion's pretty solid as well, but George is a very good post defender. But one of the problems of being a post defender is no matter what you do, sometimes when a little man comes in the lane to the trees, a foul is going to be called.
Misses the free throw, but it's 49-30 now. George with the ball. Wanted to go to McClung. Can't get it over there. Dean's got it now. He's going to drive on Quinn. And there's an alley-oop to McClung.
My goodness. You think that play might have been scripted, Doug? They looked awful confident throwing that one down.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness.
Ridgeview with the ball. Yates can't go anywhere with it. Gets it to Quinn. Quinn's on McClung. He's going to drive baseline. Tries to get it across the court. He does. Now counts outside. Back to Quinn in the corner. Can't get the three to go. Dean with the rebound. And here comes Gate City. Urban going to go strong for the layup, and he gets it around the bowl and down the hole, and it's in.
Good finish by Urban. Urban is another one of these guys that has great balance, and he floats through the air.
Counts over to Yates, back over to Griffin counts. Back to Yates. This will be for three. Can't get it to go. Drew Vermillion tracks down the rebound. Here's McClung. Here comes Urban for the slam dunk.
Dunks coming quite often here in the second half already.
But they're on the wrong end.
Yeah, on the wrong end.
We're not going to get them on the slam cam. What a great play by Gabe Counts inside. Little floater. Got it to go.
Will this team to victory.
Behind the back pass. Can't do anything with it. This is Dean from way outside. Can't get it to go. Here's McClung with the rebound. He gets knocked down. Kicks it out to Urban. Back to McClung. Nice behind the back pass, but Urban can't finish.
What a look.
Counts to Quinn. Back to Quinn. Now to Griffin counts. Edwards with a dangerous pass over to Quinn.
You got to be careful. Cross-court passes very rarely work.
And that's just a
Let's get another look at these dunks real quick. First of all, look at this alley-oop. Finishes backwards with ease. That's not an easy play. And then we get the pass from McClung to Urban, and that does look easy, right? That looks like it's just, that doesn't have the offense.
McClung's playing point right now. Right side back over to Dean. This is Urban from the corner. Can't get it to go. Griffin Counts comes down with the rebound. Quickly up the floor to Yates.
Not shooting nearly as well tonight as
Counts.
nights in the past.
Yates from the corner. Still can't find the range from that corner. Great rebound by Counts, and he puts it up and in.
This Ridgeview team is scrappy. I mean, they rebound really well for an undersized team.
And the lead is now 55-34. And here goes McClung very quickly. Little hop step and lays it in. 57-34 now.
The ability to find a seam by McClung is elite. His shot is good. But the ability to find seams that other people can't see or can't get through is what makes him a special player.
And it's his body control, because he doesn't need a whole lot of space. He knows how to twist and turn so that he can squeeze through a very small space. And McClung now has 25 points. A lot of traffic down on the baseline, but Ridgeview still controls. This is Griffin Counts. Over to Yates in the corner. He'll try three, and this time he gets it.
Yeah, 25 points for McClung and 8 rebounds for Counts. But it's interesting to see not a lot of Sharp tonight.
Irvin off the glass after a great dish by Dean.
Yeah, great play. But what I was trying to say about Sharp is an elite defender and one of the best athletes on the court. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight. I don't know if it's just the matchup or they don't really need the length against Ridgeview, but it's interesting nonetheless.
And they're going to call Dean for a reach-in.
Looked like we had some playground antics right there. Counts lost his dribble, threw it off McClung's back. Look right here. Loses dribble. Oh, no, it was actually a reach on Dean. I was about to say, that's a kind of a cool move by Counts, but regardless, they're going to get the ball back either way.
Just under 4 minutes to go here in the third period at Gate City. Gate City leads it by the score of 59-37. Counts was trying to go. It looks like the Yates in the corner, but it was knocked away by Dean. Ridgeview will control.
Ridgeview looks scrambled.
Great defense that time by Sharp, knocking that ball out of bounds.
That was one of the things I was talking about. Sharp is a tremendous defender. He's got good length. He comes in about 6'2", 6'3", elevates well above average. It's interesting.
Counts has Dean on him. He's trying to go in. He can't get it. Sharp knocks it away over to Dean. Up ahead to Irvin. Irvin throws it up, and there's a slam by McClung. And I don't think it's going to count.
What a play. Irvin made eye contact with McClung when his back came. He knew McClung was falling. Watch him. Looks back. Sees him. Throws it. But right there's what's incredible. That's not a good pass. That's low off the backboard. That's coming hot and heavy. But McClung, with the control, follows it and slams it down.
And the basket doesn't count. The foul was on the floor, but it still got everybody in this place on their feet.
Yeah, I think our collective blood pressure.
McClung from the corner. He'll try three, and he hits it.
That's the first three tonight.
62-37 now. Gate City pull it away. Here comes Counts. He's on D. Over to Yates. Been pretty quiet today. Griffin Counts underneath. He'll draw the foul from Sharp and go to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
Some of the Gate City faithful were wanting a walk, but doesn't look like they're going to get it. Good scrappy play though from Counts. McClung has 30 on the night. Gabe Counts has 12 points, and it has been a strong showing for Ridgeview. They're struggling now, but they're still fighting. They're a very scrappy team, but I just don't think the talent is there to really compete with this Gate City squad.
And Griffin Counts completes the three-point play. Here comes McClung quickly up the floor, and he just, oh my goodness, just flies through the air and lays it in.
Glides. Looks like he's floating on air.
64-40. Sharp with the steal up ahead to McClung. This will be a slam.
My goodness, he pulled that one straight out of the dunk contest, and everyone is losing their minds though.
Unbelievable. 26-point lead now for Gate City. 2.5 to play here in the third period. Little floaters, no good. Sharp with the rebound. Quickly ahead to get it to McClung. What a great
play. My goodness. This is a human highlight reel, dog.
What a show they're putting on now. It's like a cat toying with a mouse.
My goodness, we're going to get a foul on Sharp, but I don't think anybody cares.
I'm hoping we'll get another replay of that.
Wow, goodness. What a dunk. Look at this. Look at this dunk. He makes it easy, Doug. His head is level with the backboard. He's
and
only
then the
6'2".
pass, the behind-the-back pass to Irvin was unbelievable.
My goodness. My goodness. That's a rare talent. That vertical, I mean, I would be curious to see what it is, but it's at least 34, 35 inches, maybe even higher. I mean,
I think it's got to be more than that because he only goes 6'3", and his head's almost up at the rim.
That's incredible. Incredible.
And with the free throw, that cuts the lead to 68-41. McClung drives to the basket. He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
And what McClung demonstrates is what you want to teach your kids. Tenacity. McClung attacks the rim. I mean, there are guys that drive, there are guys that are aggressive, and then there are guys that attack the rim. You see it on the NBA level, Donovan Mitchell, Russell Westbrook. You know, these type of guys have a mentality that's just vicious. And that's what McClung has. That's what separates him, even, you know, more than perhaps the athleticism.
Well, and he has that determination that he's just not, no one guy's going to stop him. Now he's almost at his average. He's got 36 points, and we still have 2 minutes to play in the third period. Griffin counts, wants to drive, kicks it out from the corner. That was going to be short by Gabe Brown. Up ahead to McClung, and you know that.
Oh, Doug. Oh, no, Doug. Oh, no.
There's nobody still sitting except for me, I think, in this place. He knocks it away. It'll be Ridgeview ball outside.
That's the craziest dunk I've ever seen in a game. Between the legs, finishing left-handed. That's insane. That is insane.
Ridgeview inside of Griffin counts. Sharp with the block. Counts kicks it out. This is going to be Mullins for 3. Great job by Mullins.
And that's deep in the third quarter. He's played every minute.
Ooh, he almost hit that long 3. You know he's feeling it when he's going to start from hitting from 28.
That's what you call a heat check. Look at this. Look at this. Right-handed, goes up, off 2 feet, between the legs, and finishes left-handed in a game, Doug. That's a dunk contest dunk. People don't do that in a game.
The quickness and the ability to get it under your legs and through and while you're still in the air is incredible.
Oh,
great ball move by Ridgeview to get that basket that time. Counts with another 2 points. And that was attempted an alley-oop, not a good pass by McClung. Dean controlled it, though. And that was just a bad pass by McClung, and it's knocked out of bounds by Ridgeview.
My goodness, Gate City getting a little bit of showtime on us here in Southwest Virginia.
Well, lob it. McClung turnaround jumper's no good. Sharp there for the rebound, can't get it to go. Nice hustle by Gabe Brown, a freshman guard for Ridgeview, going after that ball. Great effort by the young man.
Great hustle. One thing you could say about this Ridgeview team, they got a whole lot of heart. They don't got a lot of quit in them. They are a tough and scrappy team. I mean, it is hard to keep playing after a dunk like that.
It's hard to keep playing when you're down 72
Yeah.
to 46, but I still see some smiles on some kids' faces. Yeah. I don't see anybody getting down on anybody else. They seem eager to play. Here's another lob, this time to Irvin. It's no good. And once again, Gabe Brown comes down with the ball quickly ahead. Oh! And unfortunately, Bailey Thomas was not ready for that pass.
Yeah, looked like Dean got a piece of it, but the bigger piece was caught by his face.
Ouch.
That's insult to injury right there, Doug.
Brings back some really painful junior high memories for me. We've got 5 seconds left to play in the third period. McClung's with the ball. He's going to drive. He'll pull up, tries the shot, can't get it to go. Is that going to count? They're saying it counts. Oh, my goodness. So we go to the fourth period with Mac McClung putting on a show.
And right here, McClung lining up against Cleveland. He's already got 40 here tonight. Most of them coming in tight, made 1 3 tonight, but he has dominated down low. And
he's pretty much done it all. He's got, he's hit a few shots from outside. He's got a lot of drives, lots of slam dunks, lots of moments where people have had reason to get up off their seats and say, I can't believe I just saw that.
I cannot get over that. I cannot get over that. That's incredible. I mean, there are only a handful of high school players in the country that can do that. That's not something that's common.
And like you said, just in practice, just do it. But in a game where know. Now, I don't think he would have tried it in a game where they only had maybe a 1 or 2 point lead. I mean, when you're up by 20-something, why not?
Yeah, exactly. You're here to put on a show. People forget basketball is about entertainment. These people come here to be entertained. And I don't know if you gathered this impression, Doug, but that was pretty good.
That was entertaining.
I think the people might have liked that.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Give the people what they want, Doug.
And if you're watching, in which I know you are, share it with your friends on Facebook. Let them be entertained as well. This is interactive. That's why we do this thing. And we are underway with a 74-46 lead. This is Dean. He's going to go for the lob to Irvin. He can't control. Here comes Ridgeview. Counts with the ball. He's going to drive. Kicks it out. Mullins with the three. Can't get it to go. McClung's now got the ball up ahead to Dean. And Dean's going to finish easy.
Dean about had his second dunk of the night as well.
Now it's a 30-point lead for Gate City with 7.5 to play in the game. Counts with a drive. He has got some great body control himself. He's done that a few times tonight in amongst the trees.
He's a grinder.
McClung behind the back. Goes with the floater. He'll get the foul and the basket.
McClung pouring it in. 42. Going to get a chance at 43 right here. McClung is just a monster in traffic. I mean, he's just someone that's so hard to pin down. Right here, behind the back move, gets the space, and then that floater. A floater is a move that's really come into its own here lately. Especially on the professional, you see it with guys like Curry a lot, but it's a separator shot.
Well, one of the things that helps him, I think, is that he's not really built like a basketball player. He's not a tall lane. He's a thick kid.
Yeah, he's got tremendous strength.
And he makes the three-point play. It's a 79-48, and he's 48 lead, and he has 43 points on the night so far.
5 points away from outscoring Ridgeview. Bear that in mind.
Dean with the steal. He's going to go with the lob, but he couldn't get it because McClung got caught up in traffic. Nice try, though, by Dean that time. Ridgeview controls, and that's going to be a foul on Dean.
Yeah, Dean is a very scrappy defender. Right there's when he did something called a back tip. It's something that occurs a lot with like press defenses or recovery defense. That's something you can really only do effectively if you got those long, lanky arms, and he is tremendous at it.
A little under 7 minutes to play here in this ball game where the Blue Devils lead by the score of 79-48. You're watching the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase here in Gate City, Virginia. Gate City star Mac McClung with 43 points, and he's still on the floor. And we still have almost 7 minutes left to play. Yates controls for Ridgeview. He's going to drive. Pulls up. Back over to Mullins. Mullins kicks it out. This is Quinn. Now to Joey Yates. Joey Yates can't get it to go. Dean with the rebound.
Got to hit open looks like that. Ridgeview cannot miss looks. Those are just too rare. You can't miss them.
Dean from way outside. He hasn't hit many tonight.
Yeah, that could be said for most of Gate City. I think McClung's got 1 3. I don't think Dean has any. Irvin's got two or three, but they've been cold from beyond the arc. But then again, remember what Ridgeview is. They're not going to score, but maybe 2 or 3 guys over 6 foot.
Compton checks back in, as does Jacob Hicks. And Irvin has a seat.
Irvin's had a heck of a game today.
He's had a great game.
He's really helped pour it in.
And Grayson Jenkins, the senior forward for Gate City, is getting ready to check in. And I wonder if he's going to check in for McClung. Ridgeview. The shot by Joey Yates is no good, and the rebound by Compton quickly ahead to McClung. McClung with a spin. Tries to get it to Dean, but that's a bad pass by McClung. Getting a little over anxious.
Yeah, getting a little bit of a showboat on, and looks like Bradley Dean's going to go to the bench now. Irvin's going to finish the night if he should not go back in to 25. So big night from Irvin. 4
Great
points above
game
his
by
average.
Irvin.
Yeah, great game. We'll probably assume McClung is going to be the next one to come out. They're going to take him out one at a time. So
and here he comes. And he gets a big hand from the home crowd. McClung with the 43-point effort tonight. 79-48 is the lead for Gate City with just under 6 minutes to play.
I'll tell you what, he's close to a double-double. At halftime, he had 6 rebounds, and I know he's gotten at least a couple since then, but just a great effort on the whole from McClung.
This is Quinn trying to find someplace to go. Good defense that time, though, by Logan No.
So McClung, with a 43 points tonight, is going to come to a total of 794 points on the season.
And it looks like Quinn's going to go to the line and shoot 2, 5.5, a little bit more than 5.5 to play here in this ball game. It's a 31-point lead for Gate City. Until Quinn makes that one, and that is now a 30-point lead for Gate City, 79-49. He makes them both. Cuts the lead to 29 now. Here comes Gate City. No with the ball over to Compton.
Looks like we're having some sort of mystery call.
Maybe looks like a violation of a uniform. Apparently, you're not supposed to have your elastic flip down on your shorts because a couple of guys from Gate City were told they had to flip the elastic back up. I'm not sure what the danger of that is, but it's apparently that's a rule.
There you go.
This is Logan No. Over to Jacob Hicks, back to Compton. Compton's going to drive in the lane. Goes with the scoop, and he gets it to go. Great job. Mr. Compton. This is Griffin Counts. Over to Yates in the corner, trying that three-pointer. He's got it this time.
John Compton's going to be a guy that Gate City really relies upon. He's undersized. He's only about 5'10", but he's a big guard defender. And he's pretty scrappy himself.
There's a three-point shot by Jacob Hicks, the junior guard for Gate City. And it's 84-53, back up to a 31-point lead.
Gate City as a team is pretty young. They've only got 4 starters, or 4 seniors. 2 of them are pretty big impact players in Sharp and McClung, but they are a team that's going to bring back most of their talent.
I believe they just got called for a moving screen for Ridgeview. And that'll give the Blue Devils another opportunity to extend their lead, which is sitting at 31 right now with a little under 4.5 to play here in this game. Compton with the ball controls for Gate City. Over to Grayson Jenkins and back to Compton. And that's going to be a foul on the floor against Jaden Chester, I do believe.
One of the things that makes Gate City so good is the fact that they know how to play well together. They are a team that understands their roles. You know, when they need points, they know who they go to.
Well, you and I talked about it a little bit earlier. As Gate City gets it inbound, having a little trouble now. No's got it. But you and I talked about it earlier. Here's another three-point. Oh, my goodness. Another three-pointer by Hicks. Quickly, Hicks has 6 points. But it can't be just the Mac McClung show. And as evidence tonight, you know, Dean had a little bit of an off night, but Irvin followed the 43 up with 25, and that's what you got to do. Oh, what a great pass that time by Logan No, but they couldn't finish with Jonathan Sally. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Scotty Vermillion is a good coach. I mean, far before Mac McClung or Zach Irvin or Bradley Dean or any of these guys got here, he was still winning district titles. I think he's won 14 to 15 or some 13 to 14, something crazy like that. And that's because he knows how to deal with what he's got. I mean, you watch these guys come in. These guys are mostly JV and reserve, okay? They play well together. They understand the system. They know how to win basketball games, top to bottom.
And with those 2 free throws, it's now an 88-53 lead with 3.5 to play here in this ball game at Gate City, Virginia. You're watching the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase. Counts, nice dribble, kicks it out to his cousin Griffin from 3 in the corner, and he gets it.
And that's something Ridgeview really just didn't do for about 2 periods. They didn't make open shots, and it really killed them.
Oh, my goodness. I thought that was going to be a great basket by Grayson Jenkins. Compton with the three-pointer. Camp can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. Tracks it down. This is Hicks from the corner. Back over to Compton, and they'll reset. This is Logan No for 3. Can't get it to go a little strong that time. And Gabe Counts comes down with the basketball.
Gabe Counts,
shortest guy on the floor, and he pulls it away.
For a guy that's 5'9", got about 10 rebounds.
There's a three-pointer for Alex Lampkin. Lampkin's a senior guard for Ridgeview. That's his first 3 points, and it's an 88-59 ball game. 2.5 to play. Compton drives, gets it to go. Great scoop.
And that's a preview of what's going to happen a lot next year. John Compton is that guy that's going to graduate into that role. He's going to be that third fiddle. He's going to be behind Dean and Irvin. He's probably going to be in the Bradley Dean role right now, but he's someone that's going to be big for them. So these are important minutes for him.
Absolutely. Counts, controls, kicks it back out. This is Lampkin for 3 again, and he gets another.
That's a
6 points for Lampkin.
That's a pretty shot, Doug. I mean, that's good form. Sets his feet, pushes through the legs, holds the arm. That's beautiful.
Blue Devils now lead at 90-62, and we've got just under 2 minutes to play. Compton's going to go to the line to shoot two.
That's a big,
and
strong
more
foul.
mass substitutions getting ready to happen for Gate City, it looks like. Well, not mass substitutions. It's just going to be, looks like Sharp and Sharp.
I think Vermillion.
And Vermillion are coming in. I'm sorry, he got down. I couldn't see his number. And coming in for Ridgeview is Jaden Chester. And number 23, Joey Yates.
Sharp is going to come in for Compton after the free throw.
All right, here's the big question. We've got almost 2 minutes left to play, just under 2. Do they hit 100?
It's going to be close.
It's 90 right now, 90-62. Grayson Jenkins over to Compton. Running the offense, back to Jenkins. He wanted it, but he decided against it. Great pass inside, but Sally can't control. And looks like he's going to get tied up, and the arrow is going to go to Ridgeview.
Yeah, big man can't put that one on the floor. He is quite a bit taller than everybody else down there. Take that up. Don't let those guys get on that ball.
Compton comes out. Sharp comes in for Gate City, and looks like Compton's night is done. $1:36 left to play in this ball game, and here comes Ridgeview. Ridgeview still playing hard with a little less than a minute and a half left to play, and they're down big. But they have been a scrappy bunch. Yates in the corner, back over to another Yates. This is Jaden Chester, back to the corner, number 32, Gabe Brown, the freshman, with a three-pointer.
I like to see freshmen like that getting involved. That's good for your program.
90-65 is now the Gate City lead. We're under a minute to play here in this ball game. No, over to Jenkins. Jenkins looks like he's just going to hold it. This is over to No. The three can't go. In and out. I thought he had that one. And I'm sorry, that wasn't No, that was Hicks. And Hicks just gets the steal. Over to Sharp. Sharp's going to pull it out. Now he's going to drive. He had people with their backs to him, and he couldn't get it to go. Under 30 seconds to play here in the ball game.
Sharp is someone, if he had a little bit more touch, could do a whole lot of damage. Tremendous athlete.
This is Lampkin. Can't get this three to go. Great rebound that time by Gabe Brown, and he puts it back up and in. And we're closing in on 10 seconds left to play in the ball game. Looks like Drew Vermillion's just going to walk this one up, and that's going to be the ball game with the score. Final score is going to be 90-67, Gate City over Ridgeview. And it has been a great ball game for a couple of guys for Gate City. Zach Irvin and Mac McClung. McClung finished with 43 points, and Irvin added 25 as the Blue Devils raced off to a 90-67 win over Ridgeview, and that improves Gate City's record to 20-1 overall, and they are still undefeated here in their region. And of course, we've got another game coming up tomorrow night, 7:45. Ball is Life's weekly showcase back here in Gate City again tomorrow night, and we're going to bring you Daniel Boone, Tennessee, coming to town to play Gate City, Virginia. That one will be 7:45 tomorrow night, and you want to share it with your friends because Mac McClung will be on his way once again, trying to pass another name on the Virginia season scoring list here in the state of Virginia. February 17th, Caledonia, Minnesota is going to play Minnehaha Academy. That game will start at 2:30 Eastern time, and that'll be an afternoon tilt on the 17th, and then we'll finish up our regular schedule on the 23rd with Kirkwood, Missouri, going against Webster Groves, Missouri. That game's going to be a little bit of a late start. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time will be the start of that game. And I do believe that Will Ellis is with our player of the game. Take it away, Will.
All right, so I'm standing in here with Gate City standout Zach Irvin, the junior, 6'5", right? Yeah, you seem a lot taller in person. Zach, you had a great game tonight, 25 points, but you guys got a little slow, got to a little bit of a slow start. What did Coach say to you and some of the other guys say to rally you guys?
Right, we got down there early in the first half, and Coach got onto us after that first quarter, man. I'm not gonna lie, and it really got us focused, mentally. Helped us get locked in, You know, it helped us show a lot of resilience, and I thought we did that, you know, in the second half. We still played pretty poor defense the entire night. That's on us, but we're going to step that up.
Yeah, and you guys are selling out pretty much every home game. And I know as a high school athlete, that's got to be exciting. What's it like to come here and play in front of 2,000 Gate City faithful every night?
Man, it's incredible. This fan base is the best in the country. I mean, no doubt about it. These guys show love every night. You know, there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. So.
And you know what? They do show love. And some of the most love they showed was when you got 3 or 4 dunks. What's it like to get up there and just throw down in the middle of a game, especially, you know, when it's close and you guys need that?
Yeah, I mean, it really gets your adrenaline rocking. I mean, you know, especially if you poster somebody, man, it gets your it's the best feeling, you know, it gets the crowd hyped up, and once they jump on your back, you know, it's the best feeling. So.
Well, hey, best of luck to you the rest of the season. We're going to cover you again tomorrow night. We hope to see some more high-flying antics, all right? Best of luck to you. Back to you, Doug.
And thank you, Will, and congratulations to Zach Irvin. His 25 points and 7 rebounds, second only to Mac McClung's 43 points and 9 rebounds, leading Gate City to a 90-67 win over Ridgeview. Gabe Counts led Ridgeview with 17 points, had a really good game from the point guard position. His cousin Griffin Counts also had a pretty good game, 13 points and 8 rebounds for Griffin Counts in their loss here to Gate City. Gate City improves to 21 overall. They are on their way to some big things, it looks like. But don't forget, tomorrow night we've got another game from right here in Gate City. That game will start at 7:45 Eastern Time for the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase. Daniel Boone, Tennessee, will be in town to play Gate City. I want to thank everybody who watched us on Facebook, and don't forget to share it with all your friends. And when they share it, they need to share it with their friends, and you need to be interactive with us here on Facebook. Ball is Life, bringing you the Ball is Life Weekly Showcase from here in Gate City. I'm Doug Gerard on behalf of Will Ellis, saying thank you for watching, everybody. This has been a Ball is Life production.